It is the barrier that can mean the difference between life and death. But tonight, still, many healthcare professionals do not have the full personal protective equipment required to treat such an infectious disease.
It's difficult to speak and breathe. We should be changing these regularly. So probably run out by this weekend.
Hours into his shift, Dr. Asif Munaf gives me a stark warning about just one hospital in the East Midlands.
I never thought I'd be in a developed country, in a first world country, wearing plastic aprons. The fear is literally life and death, and we shouldn't have to compromise our safety in saving lives. We're saving lives, but we're compromising our own lives. It's a double-edged sword, really.
Inadequate PPE puts healthcare workers like yourself at risk, but also there is the risk of transmission onto patients too.
Absolutely. So some of the patients may not necessarily be COVID positive. So yeah, the risk is for giving it to patients who are usually well. So it's dual transmission as well.
Public Health England now say that clinical gowns should be reused or washed against normal protocol, or inferior gowns worn instead. As a result, surgeons are being advised by their own union not to risk their own health, while nurses' representatives say clinical care may be affected.
I think they'll be asking us the question, am I safe? And then they will ask the question, if I'm not safe, ultimately, what are my options? It does lead to a point where if a member does not feel safe, given the guidance, and they decide to refuse to treat, we would back them in that decision.
The government insists PPE remains its #1 priority, but at least 50 NHS workers have now lost their lives after contracting COVID-19. Sonia Kaigan was a carer in North London. She died on Friday, with her family blaming the inadequate protection afforded to anyone in that sector.
It is not the fault of the care home here. It's the fault lays within the lack of support that these organisations are receiving. A young girl has just lost her life. A 26-year-old girl. It's unheard. I'm sorry.
Her 3-year-old daughter is now being looked after by her grandmother, also a carer and also very afraid. Richard Pallo, ITV News.